You're standing in Best Buy, surrounded by walls of TVs, all looking basically the same. Sales tags screaming 4K and Smart TV. And you're thinking, they're all pretty similar, right? Just grab whatever's on sale. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Some of these brands will have you back at the store in 18 months, frustrated and out another $1,000. Others will still be performing flawlessly 8 years from now. I've spent over a decade in consumer electronics, and I've analyzed the real data from Consumer Reports, actual user experiences, and failure rates that manufacturers don't want you to see. And what I found is going to save you from making an expensive mistake. Today, we're ranking the 10 biggest TV brands at Best Buy from absolute worst to best. Some of these results are going to surprise you. And if you're about to drop money on a new TV, you need to watch this entire video before you hit that checkout button. Let's break it down. Starting at the bottom, we have Insignia. And look, I get it. You see a 55-inch 4K TV for $299, and your brain says deal. But here's where it gets interesting. Insignia is Best Buy's house brand. They're made by whatever manufacturer bids lowest that year. Zero brand loyalty, zero quality consistency, zero accountability. Consumer Reports reliability data shows Insignia TVs have one of the highest failure rates within the first 3 years. We're talking about a 23% failure rate, nearly 1 in 4 units. Real users complain about the same issues over and over. Sluggish interfaces that take 10 seconds just to change inputs, apps that crash constantly, and picture quality that degrades within months. One user described it perfectly. It's like that friend who's charming at first but crashes on your couch and won't leave. But here's the real kicker. When something goes wrong, you're dealing with Best Buy's Geek Squad support, not a dedicated manufacturer. Good luck getting parts or firmware updates after year 2. The false economy is brutal. You save $200 upfront, but spend hundreds more in frustration, wasted time, and replacing it sooner than any TV should need replacing. This is the definition of buying cheap and paying twice. If budget is tight, save a few more months. Your future self will thank you. At number 9, RCA. And this one hurts because RCA used to mean something. This was the company that pioneered American television. But that RCA is long dead. The name was sold off decades ago, and now it's slapped on bottom-barrel TVs manufactured overseas with zero connection to the original brand's quality standards. It's a ghost brand trading on nostalgia. The reliability numbers are devastating. Consumer Reports won't even rate most RCA models because they don't meet minimum testing standards. Let that sink in. User experiences read like horror stories. Dead pixels within weeks, power supplies failing before warranty expires, smart features so slow they're essentially unusable. One reviewer said their RCA TV took 4 minutes to boot up. 4 minutes. And here's what really happens with these ultra-budget TVs. The panel might work, technically, but the picture processing is so poor that you're watching a muddy, motion-blurred mess. Colors look washed out. Dark scenes are just black voids. You're not saving money. You're paying for a bad viewing experience every single night. The average lifespan? Under 3 years with regular use. For context, a quality TV should last 7 to 10 years minimum. RCA belongs in a museum, not your living room. Hard pass. Number 8. Philips. Now this is where things get tricky, because Philips isn't technically bad. They're just aggressively mediocre while charging mid-range prices. Here's the situation. Philips sold their TV division to a Chinese company called TPV Technology. So when you buy a Philips TV, you're getting a TPV product with Philips branding. Quality control has become inconsistent at best. Consumer Reports data shows Philips TVs sitting right in the middle of the pack for reliability, but here's the problem. They're priced like premium brands while delivering budget-tier performance. You're paying for the legacy of the name, not the quality of the product. Users consistently report the same frustration. Okay picture quality that doesn't justify the price premium, clunky smart TV interfaces that lag behind competitors, and support that's difficult to reach when you need it. But here's where Philips really loses points. Their panel lottery is notorious. Some units have decent picture quality. Others from the exact same model line have terrible uniformity issues, backlight bleeding, and clouding. You're literally gambling on which panel you get. For the same money, you can get significantly better performance and reliability from brands higher on this list. Philips is charging you premium prices for mid-tier quality and hoping you don't notice. The value proposition just isn't there. You can do much better. Coming in at number 7, Vizio. This is going to be controversial because Vizio has built their entire brand on value pricing and aggressive marketing. Let's be clear, Vizio makes decent TVs for the money. Their picture quality at the price point is competitive, especially in the mid-range. They understand brightness, color gamut, and HDR better than the bottom-tier brands. But here's where Vizio falls short, and it's significant: reliability and longevity. Consumer Reports data consistently shows Vizio with below-average reliability scores. Not catastrophic like Insignia or RCA, but definitely concerning. The failure rate spikes around year 3, right when you'd expect a quality TV to still be going strong. Real users report specific patterns: power supply failures, vertical line defects appearing on the screen, and smart features degrading over time. The SmartCast platform starts fast, but gets progressively slower with each update, if updates even continue coming. And here's the hidden cost nobody talks about. Vizio's customer service is notoriously difficult. Long hold times, confusing warranty processes, and parts that take weeks to arrive. When something goes wrong, you're in for a frustrating experience. But Vizio's biggest sin is the false economy they create. You save maybe $150 compared to a comparable LG or TCL, but you're looking at a shorter lifespan and higher probability of issues. Over an 8-year ownership period, that savings evaporates in frustration costs alone. Vizio is fine if you need something cheap right now and understand you re-rolling the dice on longevity. But if you're thinking long-term, keep watching because better options are coming. At number 6, we have Hisense. And this is where the list starts getting interesting, because Hisense represents the new wave of value-focused brands that are actually delivering quality. Hisense is a massive Chinese manufacturer that has been making TVs for decades, but only recently started building name recognition in the US market. And they're doing it by offering legitimate performance at aggressive prices. Here's what Hisense gets right: picture quality. Their ULED technology competes with brands charging twice as much. Mini LED backlighting, quantum dot color, local dimming zones that actually work. For home theater enthusiasts on a budget, Hisense punches way above their price class. Consumer Reports reliability data shows Hisense improving year over year. They're now averaging mid-pack reliability, which is impressive considering their price point. The failure rates have dropped significantly as they've matured their manufacturing. But let's talk about the trade-offs, because they exist. The smart TV platform, Vita, is serviceable but not great. It's slower than Roku or Google TV, and app support is limited. You'll probably want to add a streaming stick. The build quality feels budget. Lighter materials, plastic stands, remotes that feel cheap in hand. It works, but it doesn't inspire confidence. And customer service is hit or miss. Some users report great experiences, others describe support nightmares. It's inconsistent. Here's the bottom line on Hisense. If you prioritize picture quality and are willing to forgive some rough edges in user experience and build, Hisense offers remarkable value. You're getting 80% of the performance for 50% of the price. That math works for a lot of people. But if you want the complete package, keep watching. Number 5, TCL. This is the brand that changed the value TV game, and they did it by focusing on one thing above all else: the Roku platform. TCL made a brilliant strategic decision. Instead of trying to build their own smart TV system, they partnered exclusively with Roku. This means every TCL TV runs on the best streaming platform in the business. Fast, intuitive, comprehensive app support, regular updates. It just works. And that partnership allowed TCL to focus resources on what matters: picture quality and reliability. Consumer Reports consistently ranks TCL in the upper half for reliability. The failure rates are low, customer satisfaction is high, and the brand has built a reputation for lasting years beyond expectations. We're seeing TCL TVs from 2018 still performing strongly in 2025. The picture quality on TCL's mid-range and higher models is legitimately impressive. Their 6 Series and 8 Series compete directly with Samsung and LG models costing significantly more. Mini LED backlighting, QLED color technology, and excellent motion handling make them serious contenders for home theater use. But here's where TCL isn't perfect. Their budget models, the 3 Series and 4 Series, are just okay. They're better than Insignia or RCA, but the picture quality is basic, and you lose the advanced features that make TCL special. If you're buying TCL, start at the 5 series minimum. The build quality is middle of the road. Better than Hisense, not as premium as Sony or Samsung. The stands are functional but basic, and the remote is serviceable. Customer support has improved dramatically. TCL invested in US-based support centers, and response times are reasonable. Not perfect, but significantly better than cheaper brands. Here's who should buy TCL. Anyone who wants the Roku experience built in, solid reliability, and strong picture quality without paying premium brand prices. TCL represents the sweet spot of value and performance. If you're budget conscious but refuse to compromise on quality, TCL is your brand. At number 4, Panasonic. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, Panasonic still makes TVs. In the US market, barely. They've mostly retreated, but when you can find them, Panasonic TVs represent old-school Japanese engineering quality. These are the TVs your parents bought in the 90s, and they're still working in someone's basement. Consumer Reports historical data shows Panasonic with excellent reliability. These TVs last. We're talking 10-year lifespans without major issues. The build quality is exceptional, components are overbuilt, and failure rates are among the lowest in the industry. The picture quality is good, professional-grade color accuracy, and Panasonic has always excelled at motion handling. If you watch a lot of sports, Panasonic's motion processing is top tier. So why aren't they higher on the list? 3 reasons. First, availability. You're not finding many Panasonic TVs at Best Buy anymore. They've largely exited the North American market. Second, features. Panasonic is conservative with smart features and streaming platforms. Their interface feels dated compared to LG's WebOS or Samsung's Tizen. Third, price. When you do find a Panasonic, they're priced like premium TVs because of their reliability reputation. You're paying for longevity, which is valuable, but you can get similar lifespan from brands higher on this list with better features. Panasonic is for the person who values build quality and reliability above everything else and doesn't care about having the latest smart features. If that's you, Panasonic won't let you down. But most people want more from their TV in 2025. The top 3 starts with LG at number 3. And LG is where we enter premium territory with the performance and reliability to back it up. LG's biggest advantage is OLED technology. They manufacture the OLED panels that multiple other brands use, including Sony. When you buy an OLED TV, you're almost certainly getting an LG panel. And OLED is simply the best picture technology available for most viewing environments. Perfect blacks, infinite contrast, incredible color accuracy. Consumer Reports gives LG excellent marks for reliability, especially on their OLED lineup. The predicted failure rate is among the lowest in the industry. These TVs last, and they last while maintaining picture quality. The WebOS smart platform is intuitive, fast, and regularly updated. LG invests in their software, and it shows. The Magic Remote is polarizing, some love it, some hate it, but it's undeniably unique. LG also excels at gaming. Their OLED TVs have become the gold standard for console gaming with near-instant response times, variable refresh rate support, and dedicated gaming features. If you're a serious gamer, LG should be on your shortlist. But let's talk about the considerations. OLED has one significant limitation: brightness. In very bright rooms with lots of windows, OLED can struggle compared to high-end LED TVs. If your TV room is constantly flooded with sunlight, OLED might not be your best choice. There's also the burn-in concern. Modern LG OLEDs have extensive protection against it: pixel shifting, screensavers, panel refresh cycles. But if you're going to display static content for hours daily like news tickers or gaming HUDs, burn-in risk increases over years. Price is the final factor. LG OLEDs are expensive. You're paying premium prices for premium technology. Their LED lineup is more affordable but doesn't offer the same advantages that make LG special. LG is for the person who wants the absolute best picture quality, is willing to pay for it, and will use the TV in appropriate viewing environments. If that's you, LG OLED will blow your mind. Number 2. Sony. This is premium tier, and Sony has earned their reputation through decades of consistent excellence. Here's what Sony does better than anyone: picture processing. They use the same image processors that power their professional cinema cameras. The result is picture quality that's refined, accurate, and natural looking. Colors don't pop artificially, they look real. Motion is handled beautifully, especially for sports and action content. Consumer Reports reliability data shows Sony near the top consistently. These TVs are built to last, with failure rates significantly below industry average. You're looking at 8 to 10-year lifespans as standard, not exceptional. The build quality is immediately noticeable. Solid materials, premium stands, attention to detail in every aspect. When you pick up a Sony remote, it feels substantial. The entire package communicates quality. Sony's Google TV platform is excellent, comprehensive app support, smooth performance, and regular updates. The integration with Google Assistant and smart home ecosystems is seamless. For audio enthusiasts, Sony's acoustic surface audio technology on select models is game-changing. The screen itself becomes the speaker, creating sound that comes from exactly where the action is happening on screen. So why isn't Sony number one? 2 reasons. First, price. Sony commands a significant premium, and while their quality justifies it for many buyers, you can get 95% of the performance from brands that cost 20 to 30% less. Second, while Sony's picture quality is reference-level accurate, it's tuned for accuracy rather than pop. Some viewers prefer the more vibrant, punchy colors of Samsung displays. It's subjective, but worth considering. Sony is for the discerning buyer who values accuracy, reliability, and premium build quality. If you're willing to pay for the best and want a TV that will still be performing flawlessly a decade from now, Sony delivers. You're not just buying a TV, you're making an investment. And at number 1, the king of the TV world, Samsung. Samsung doesn't just make great TVs, they define what great TVs are. They're the largest TV manufacturer in the world, and they've earned that position by executing on every front that matters. Consumer Reports consistently ranks Samsung at or near the top for reliability across all price tiers. From their budget Crystal UHD series to their flagship Neo QLED 8K models, the failure rates are remarkably low. These TVs last. The picture quality on Samsung's QLED and Neo QLED TVs is spectacular. Quantum dot color technology produces the most vibrant, vivid images in the industry. Peak brightness levels that make HDR content truly pop. If you watch a lot of HDR movies and shows, Samsung's presentation is unmatched. The Tizen Smart platform is mature, fast, and feature-rich. Samsung invests heavily in their software, and it shows. App support is comprehensive, the interface is intuitive, and updates come regularly for years. Gaming performance is world-class. Samsung's high-end models feature low input lag, high refresh rates, and dedicated gaming modes that rival LG's offerings. But here's what really sets Samsung apart. They compete at every price point. Their budget models punch above their weight, their mid-range TVs dominate their segments, and their premium models set benchmarks. No matter your budget, Samsung has an option that delivers. Customer support is responsive and professional. When issues arise, and they rarely do, Samsung handles them efficiently. The build quality is premium across the line. Even their cheaper models feel well-constructed compared to competitors at similar prices. Samsung also innovates aggressively. They're pushing 8K, micro-LED, gaming features, smart home integration, design. Samsung is constantly pushing the industry forward. Is Samsung perfect? No. Their aggressive processing can make images look artificial to purists. That's why Sony sits at number 2. And they've stuck with QLED instead of OLED, which some videophiles prefer. But for the overwhelming majority of consumers, Samsung delivers everything you want in a TV: reliability, performance, features, and quality at every price point. If you're standing in best by trying to decide, and you want the safest, best bet for long-term satisfaction, Samsung is your answer. There you have it. 10 brands, ranked from worst to best based on real reliability data, actual user experiences, and long-term value. Here's your quick reference. Avoid Insignia, RCA, and honestly, Philips at their current prices. Vizio and Hisense are fine if budget is paramount, but understand the trade-offs. TCL is the value champion. Panasonic if you can find them and want pure longevity. LG for OLED magic. Sony for reference quality accuracy. And Samsung for the complete package. If this video saved you from making an expensive mistake or helped you choose the right TV for your needs, smash that like button. It tells YouTube to show this to more people who need this information before they waste their money. Subscribe for more no BS consumer electronics guides. We're doing streaming devices next week, and you're not going to believe what I found about some popular brands. Drop a comment and let me know which brand on this list surprised you the most. And if you bought one of the bottom-tier brands and had a bad experience, share your story. Help warn others. Until next time, buy smart, not twice.